James Gunn is still out of a job, some kids' parents love them more than ours ever will, and Star Wars Episode 9 has its first official photo from set. These are the top 5 news stories you might have missed this week. Number 5. Despite swelling support from fans and actors, it doesn't look like James Gunn will be getting his old job back. The writer and director was fired from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 after some of his older offensive tweets were circulated, and even though the cast of the Guardians films recently penned an open letter in support of Gunn, Disney is drawing a hard line. It's unlikely any of the actors will leave the series, they're under contract, and could face legal action if they try to step down. The film's production and release may be postponed while Disney searches for a replacement. Number 4. On Wednesday at Gen Con, the creator of Magic the Gathering, Richard Garfield, unveiled his newest game. It's called Keyforge, and it's quite literally a game changer. Keyforge is an entirely new format called a unique deck game. Instead of building your deck out of randomized booster packs or starting with a deck and adding expansions, players will buy a pre-made deck that is a completely unique combination of cards. No two decks are alike, and they can't be altered or customized. And there's no way to know ahead of time which kind of deck you'll wind up with. If that sounds challenging, it's meant to be. Garfield has apparently been wanting to use this model for about a decade, but the technology needed for this kind of randomization in printing didn't exist until now. Number 3. This is going to be hard for some of you to hear. Parents are paying tutors to help their kids get better at Fortnite. I can't even fathom a world in which my parents would have paid money for me to play more video games, but according to an article in the Wall Street Journal, there are a few different reasons that parents are making this mind-boggling decision. Some are taking lessons themselves so they aren't embarrassed when their 8-year-old keeps beating them, others simply don't want their kids losing, or they pay for lessons alongside their kids as a bonding activity. One contracting site claims they've hired over 1,400 Fortnite coaches since March. So if you're good at Fortnite, you might want to apply. Number 2, if you've ever found yourself repeatedly falling asleep during episodes of Orange is the New Black or Iron Fist, 1, you're not alone, and 2, there's a reason why. The Netflix VP of Original Programming, Cindy Holland, responded to the notoriously slow pacing of certain Netflix shows on a recent press tour. She said it basically boils down to third-party studios getting stuck on the traditional 13-episode cable TV format. So that's why you see some of the newer shows made by Netflix studios, and why other third-party studios with 10 episodes per season. Holland also mentioned that expansion of the Marvel television realm is still likely, even though newer seasons of Jessica Jones and Luke Cage didn't quite live up to their debut. Number 1. J.J. Abrams. Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time. Totally not true. But the Star Wars Episode 9 director recently posted the first official set photo to Twitter. It's blurry, but it appears to show John Boyega as Finn inside the Millennium Falcon. Abrams included a message thanking fellow Star Wars directors Rian Johnson and George Lucas, and he wrote that starting the film without Carrie Fisher was bittersweet. Along with Mark Hamill and Billy Dee Williams, Fisher will reprise her original Star Wars role in the upcoming film, set for release in December 2019. And those are the top 5 news stories you may have missed this week if you weren't paying enough attention. Now that you're caught up, take a look at our video comparison of the No Man's Sky graphics pre and post next update. Our surprisingly civil comment section has fans divided over which version looked better. With that, I'm Max Scoville. Have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe.